if you knew something that wasn't true, and then you argue that that was true for personal enrichment or whatever purpose that might be, then that's fraud. I think if you were in this for personal benefit, that is probably the dumbest way to try to get that personal benefit as possible. Why put in 5 years, stake your entire reputation, name your daughter Luna, and then just have, for a brief moment in time, be the most hated person on the internet. And I think in terms of, healing wounds, the best that I can do is to just be upfront with, everything that happened, just admit that I was wrong.
It's been 3 months since the collapse of the Terra blockchain platform, an event that is easily the largest crypto failure to date. But investors have not been able to move on, which is not surprising because many lost their entire life savings during the collapse. According to reports, a Taiwanese man also committed suicide when the crash left him with $1,000 out of the $2 million he invested in Luna before the implosion. These are terrible losses that individuals and families will never be able to recover from. In its part, the damage has also caused a lot of damage to the cryptocurrency industry. In the wake of the crash, several countries announced proposed legislation for stablecoins and the entire crypto space to ensure that such never happened again and to protect investors. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that the crash set the industry back several years. Before the crash, we were at a point where countries were thinking about making several cryptocurrencies their legal tender. Giant financial institutions, hedge funds, and asset managers were also all talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies. Though such talks have not completely stopped, they have fizzled considerably. Whether you consider it the greatest crypto failure or the greatest crypto fraud of all time, the Terra Luna implosion has permanently impacted several aspects of the cryptocurrency industry. The man in the thick of it, Kwon, the founder of Terraform Labs and the creator of the Terra blockchain platform, has been silent for 3 months, only just breaking his silence in a recent interview with Coinage. In the 2-day interview shot in his Singapore home and office, Kwon talks about the causes of the crash, his part in it, and his personal loss from the experience. We will now take you to Kwon's interview. Please watch it to the end, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel for more crypto-related videos. Thanks and enjoy the video.
So looking back, this seems super irrational, but you gotta put yourself in the shoes of a founder, and the ecosystem is inching close to $100 billion. If you've had a series of wins and you get to that scale, then you almost don't think that you could fail.
You were a crypto god at that point, basically.
I wouldn't say God. I would say that we had the confidence and the trust of a lot of people in and out of the industry. And that made us very successful. Just the reality of it is we tried to build the best currency in the world, and it just didn't work. I just didn't think this would happen. Thinking about this and then trying to build this ecosystem and community was basically what I spent the last 5 years on every waking moment. I just haven't found the words to describe, what that feels like. But I'm sure that a lot of people in the community that lost their money, life savings, and different projects that we're building on top of Terra probably went through similar and it's quite possibly worse experiences. So we felt that by adding multiple different types of collateral, starting with Bitcoin, UST had a real chance to become the decentralized money for all of crypto.
But I'm curious where that kind of plan came from and what made you want to introduce that at that time.
So we started to do that with Bitcoin because we believe that it's the most resilient, the least biased digital currency on the planet. If we were optimizing for economic stability, we probably would have built up a reserve in stablecoins, other stablecoins. I think on some other level, I believe too strongly in Bitcoin. I honestly didn't think it would fall this much. And I know that, from time to time in its history, Bitcoin has gone down 80% every now and then. But my thinking back then was the amount of economic output that's been built in crypto, the amount of people that have come in and started to build in this industry is unparalleled compared to all the other points in time. I felt like it was starting to display resilience as a decentralized, pristine type of commodity, but I was wrong.
Today's episode is sponsored by iTrust Capital, the #1 crypto IRA platform in America. We allow you to invest in your favorite cryptocurrencies without worrying about taxes. That's right. iTrust Capital allows you to buy and sell your favorite cryptocurrencies completely tax-free. That means if you invest $10,000 into Cardano and it grows to $100,000, all of your profits are tax-free. Why is it tax-free? We took the existing retirement account industry and flipped it on its head. Instead of boring stocks and bonds, you can invest in crypto. How is it secured? Through Coinbase Custody, one of the leading cold storage providers with a $320 million insurance policy to protect against theft, hacks, and loss of funds. Roll over your existing retirement account, or even start a new one from scratch. Questions? Schedule a free call with one of our crypto retirement account specialists, and they can help you discuss your options. Start your crypto IRA today and retire early, only at iTrust Capital. Click the link in the description to open a free account now.
Before the implosion that took out $40 billion from the crypto industry, Kwon was infamous for trash-talking critics of his blockchain platform and the algorithmic stablecoin USD. Last year, Kwon called a British economist poor for criticizing the stablecoin's model. Francis Coppola tweeted that USD's self-correction mechanisms will fail if investors dump it at once, stampeding for the exit. Kwon's obnoxious reply to the observation was, "I don't debate the poor on Twitter, and sorry I don't have any change on me for her at the moment." In another savage reply to a critic, Kwon wrote, "Anon, you could listen to crypto Twitter influencers about USD depegging for the 69th time. Or you could remember they are all now poor and go for a run instead." This tweet was from May 9, just 3 days before Luna came down from $80 to a few cents. Here is Kwon talking about the events of the day of the crash and his internet alter ego, which he blames for the trash talking.
So I was in Singapore. I wake up in the morning, and then I think the curve pool was imbalanced because somebody had done like a very large trade. So I think the initial trade was like $84 million, and then collectively it had built up to like a few hundred million. But then like the sentiment on Twitter started to get worse, and then there started to be more people that were trading against the curve pools. So the amount of sell pressure that we were seeing, started to get worse and worse. So we started to put together a $2 billion round, like in the middle of the night, and the news leaked. Once the news leaked, we started to see massive shorts pile up against Luna. So the value of the tokens that we were ready to sell just basically got decimated. I think I developed like sort of an entertaining alter ego to, match the community that I was engaging with. In retrospect, if you were to ask me whether like the manner in which some of these comments were conveyed were cringe, yes.
There were a lot of conjectures that Kwon knew about and gained some money from it. He denies any involvement in the interview. He also mentions that there was a mole in Terraform Labs who made the spiral death possible.
So like one of the jokes that people tell each other like when markets turn bad is down bad or down horrendous, right? And the word that I use to describe what happened here is down infinite. I just want to make it perfectly clear. The way that I thought about Terra and Luna was, this was essentially my life. I put my actions where my beliefs are. I bet big, and I think I lost. Yeah, so if you're asking me whether there was a mole at TFL, that's probably yes. Whether somebody tried to take advantage of that particular opportunity, I would say that the answer is yes. But if those opportunities existed, then the blame is on the person that presented those vulnerabilities in the first place.
Who is that?
That's me, right? So I and I alone am responsible for any weaknesses that could have been presented for a short seller to start to take profit.
What do you think about Kwon's interview? Please drop your comments and observations in the comment section below, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also, ensure you subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications for more crypto-related videos. Thanks for watching.